I'm about to do a task that I absolutely hate. I have to do it about every 3 weeks, and that's take our trash, our two big trash cans, into the landfill. You know how you hate taking the trash out. I always, as a kid, hated taking the trash out, but I was always that person. You got to take the trash out to the dumpster. And I hated doing that. And I hate this even worse because I'm not just taking the trash out, I'm taking it to the landfill. And I have to put them in the back of my little Tacoma, load them up, strap them in, take them in, because we live far enough out. We just don't have trash service out this far. And the round trip's about 32 miles. So we make the best of it, do a couple of chores on the way, and handle those. By the way, I am Jeff with Whirlwind Family Farm. Thanks for finding us. We hope that you will enjoy our channel. We are a channel about home gardening, but sometimes we have other things as well, little road trips. So thanks. Come along with us on this. I'm going to go into town, and there's good that always comes out of anything that you have to do. And for me, when I have to take the trash in, this is my opportunity to go to my favorite coffee shop, which is La Copa Joe. It's in Mason, Texas. We're going to show it to you later in the video. You'll see it. Great place. If you're ever coming through this area, in the video, I'll show you where it's at. And check it out. Great place to get coffee. Anyway, got to get loaded. Got to get ready to head into town. Come along with us. Let's check it out. All right. We're out on the road. We're in my little Tacoma. And if you see me shifting, I have the, sorry for blocking the camera there for a second, is the Tacoma is one of the last, it is the last truck out there that is a manual shift. I'll turn the camera around here and you can see the shift. But it takes us a couple of miles. As I said, it takes a couple of miles just to get off our dirt road to get to the main highway. And there is a trash service out there. The guy picks up, I think, once a week down here on the highway. But by the time I get to the highway, I could go all the way to the landfill. So that's why we take it in. Let me shift here again. There we go, shifting into fourth. If those of you have never driven a manual clutch shift, it's a good experience. You ought to try it. I know there'll probably never be vehicles like this again, and that's okay. Things move forward. But for those of us, I'm old enough, I was raised driving a stick shift, so that's all I really knew as a kid when I first got my driver's license. So let's flip the camera around here so you can just get a little bit of idea of our road. So here we go. So you can see this is just a county maintained road, kind of out here in the middle of nowhere. We're Central Texas, about an hour and 45 minutes, hour and a half from Austin. And it's beautiful country out here. That's one of the reasons that we like having our farm in this area. It's just a pretty area. We are in, as most of the state of Texas is right now, we are in desperate need of some rain. And coming to a cattle guard here. And if you're not familiar with cattle guards, they're just this little place that's cut out in the road with steel pipes go across, and it keeps cattle from crossing from one side to the other while a vehicle can cross. You can look it up online. There are occasionally cattle who know how to get across them, but for the most part, cattle don't try. And anyway, so this is what our road pretty much looks like. We'll get down to the main highway here in just a couple of minutes. Okay, there is the main highway up ahead. That highway goes all the way north of Austin. If you stick on it, that's Highway 29 right there. So another cattle guard, and then you're out on the main highway, and we're heading into town. All right, we're making our way into town on the main road. We're about 12 miles from Mason. Our first stop is going to be the landfill. I will not show you the landfill. The person going in, I'm sure, doesn't want to be filmed. I don't have that permission. And hey, it's where we take the trash. But it is a beautiful drive in. I always enjoy this drive. If we'll get some rain here in the next few weeks, we'll start to get bluebonnets. And it's really incredible how beautiful it can be when the bluebonnets start to bloom here in the Texas Hill Country. They're all along the sides of the roads, out in the fields where there's a little bit less grazing pressure with cattle. You'll see some of the bluebonnets. But we've had years if it's been a drought, they just don't come out that much. But I'm hoping we get enough rain. In fact, I just saw some right back there. I wish I could show them to you. There was just a few on the side of the road. But we're predicted to get rain Wednesday, Thursday in this area. So fingers crossed. Yeah, there's some more bluebonnets. So they are popping out. We've reached that season. And another thing you have to keep careful of, when you see bluebonnets, that means that snakes are also out. My son said he saw a coach whip, which we love the coach whips. They actually are a little bit of a predator to rattlesnakes, so we love coach whips. Said he saw one a couple of days ago. And so it's that time of year when snakes can be out as well, so you have to be aware of that. Okay, we're getting close to the landfill, which is close to town, and we'll pick it up. Well, we made it to the landfill. I won't show you around. I'm sure you don't want to see the landfill. This is the main reason I come to town, is to take the trash off today. So I'm about to get in the back of the truck, dump it here in these big bins they have for us. And then the best part is, I get to go into town. I'm going to check the mail, get a little gas, go by La Copa Joe's, which is my favorite coffee place. So that's what we're going to do next. So I'm going to get this trash dumped, and then we're going to go all the way into town. All right, we're finished up with the landfill, and now we get to head in to get some coffee and maybe get a little gas. We'll check the mail. So again, these are the tasks that when I come into town, if you do one thing, if you're going 12 or 15 miles one way, you got to take care of other things when you get there. So I always ask my wife, is there something we need or need to pick up? So those are thoughts that you have to think about when you come to town. Make sure you check your mail. I can't tell you, when we first moved to this farm, I would come into town, get things done, and get halfway back and go, I didn't check the mail. So now it's just become part of the routine of little things you have to think about when you live out further. And anyway, so we're almost into town, and we'll see what's up next. All right, got the mail. So got that. Put that down there so I won't. Most of it's just junk. So anyway, had to make sure in case it was a bill, which you don't like to go get bills, but you got to check the mail. So next, let's go get a little fuel. Right, we're at the pumps. I love this here in this little small town. They've updated these pumps. I love it because I can use my Apple Watch, put it right there like that, and just use my Apple Watch to get fuel. Absolutely fantastic. Get my Tacoma fueled, and next we're going to go get some coffee. So I want to get their name in there, La Copa Joe. I've been coming here for a long time, but absolutely love to come to La Copa Joe to get my coffee. Just a nice little place here in Mason. If you're ever on Highway 87, you're headed to, say, Fredericksburg, Texas, you're headed down to Austin, and you come through Mason, Texas, stop in to La Copa Joe. They have all sorts of things. You can see here, drinks they have, and they got smoothies, and they got every kind of coffee that you like. If you like the mochas, the La Copa latte, just really cool stuff. And I believe they have breakfast here as well as lunch, so you can stop in and get that. So I'm gonna stop in and get my coffee. So I didn't know if the owner would come to the window, but it's one of the girls that works here, and you don't want to put people on video if they don't want to be. I didn't ask, but I don't want to mess with their day. Anyway, she's getting my coffee for me. So good. La Copa Joe, right here off of Highway 87 as you're going south out of Mason. Stop in, get some coffee here. It's so good. I highly recommend it. One of the things when I moved this area, I was like, do they have a coffee shop? And thank goodness for La Copa Joe, they do. And it's so good. So she's going to have my coffee here in just a second. We'll grab that. I just noticed here, I'm looking, they have egg bites, bagels, breakfast sandwich, yogurt, parfaits, chocolate, cake pops. Those are really good. I've seen those. So there's a lot of things to eat here as well. So you got to come check that out. Anyway, she's almost got my coffee ready. Can't wait for that. Best part of my trip here is getting my coffee. All right, got my coffee on my way. One more stop. So I got my coffee here, as you can see. Fantastic. So we're going to make one more quick stop, and then we're going to make our way back to the heading through downtown Mason. Beautiful little square here. They had a fire about 3 years ago at the courthouse. It's a terrible incident. It was an arson uh, thing that happened. Terrible, but they got funding. People donated from all over the United States, a lot of people locally, and they completely rebuilt their courthouse, which is just beautiful. Wish I could turn around the camera and show you, but we were driving through town. But lots of nice shops, lots of nice places to come in, get a bite to eat, several little restaurants in town, good hardware store, Mason Building Supply. Love those guys. My farm wouldn't exist if it were not for their equipment that I've been able to purchase there. And just lots of good things in town. Stop and eat. Check out Mason, Texas. You'll enjoy it. Great place to live, and it's just my thoughts on it. I love it here. Anyway, I'm headed over to go get a couple of supplies. Dollar General or the dollar store. I'm not sure which I'm going to stop at. Everybody knows they're everywhere. Those are everywhere. Just going to get a couple of things. So heading across town, one more stop, and then we're going to make our way. All right, final stop. Got a few groceries, things I need, a few snacks, things like that have to be picked up while you're in town. So another part of when you're living out on the farm, you got to make sure and get everything done when you go into town. I know that happens in the city too, but it's especially important here because you're looking at almost about 31, 32 miles by the time it's all said and done. So you've got to kind of plan ahead. All right, so let's make our way back to the farm. We've kind of driven through Mason. Wish I could have got you more outside. We'll get more cameras soon. We'll start doing that with our channel, and we'll show you more of the square there in Mason. But if you're coming down Highway 87, headed towards Fredericksburg, Texas, towards Austin, stop and check out Mason, Texas. Great place, a lot of good places to eat, a lot of good shops along their square. Just a beautiful place to stop. So, all right, let's get on. All right, one more quick stop, and that's to get the mail at our road box. So we have our P.O. box in town, and then we have our mailbox that's out here on the main highway. So I got to stop in and check that. So that's one more thing before we get back on the dirt road heading back to the farm. So let me go check the mail. So one single kind of trash mail thing. So not really worth the stop, but you got to check because you never know what could be in the road box. And so now let's get back on the dirt road. All right, making our way back on the county road. Here's a little low water crossing. If you look right here, I'm going to zoom in. I've seen the water up over this one time. Wouldn't mind seeing water come over it again because that would mean we had a lot of rain. But this road has been particularly rough with this drought. We just get that rug board, that ripple in the road that is so rough on these dirt roads. They bring a road grader in here about once a month, which really does help. But you know, after you get that second, third week of a lot of trucks go over this now because there's construction about 5 or 6 miles back, so you get a lot of that going on. But anyway, hopefully the road grader is going to be over this road soon as we make our way back. And so there we go. We've made our trip. And the reason for this trip were those two trash cans. We had some other trash that had to go, but I'm going to unload these, put them back over where they belong. In 3 weeks again, maybe a little bit longer, I hope, we'll do this all over again, take the trash into town. Not a glamorous job. And this is a gardening show, our channel, about how to get better. But there's things that have to happen on a market garden for everything to click. And taking the trash into town, unfortunately, is one of those. But we make the best of it. We go have some good coffee, check the mail, go in and get a couple of supplies, and that's how it works. So thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate every single subscriber. We appreciate your like. Always leave a comment. Certainly share. We appreciate that. But we always have a couple of videos that we'll have on the screen that take you further along in your gardening process. And we're now coming into spring, so those backyard gardens, it's time to plan to put them down. Remember, they don't have to be complicated. They don't have to be expensive. Blessings over you, your family, your garden. Talk to you soon from Whirlwind Family Farm.